coming to you once again at 4:30 in the morning because I didn't film anything yesterday. I started to film something yesterday, in my defense. I had a whole video planned and I got maybe 15 minutes into filming it, like almost no time at all, and I had a vertigo spell, which ruined my entire day. I call it vertigo really for any lack of a better term. I've struggled with it since I was a little kid. Like, I always used to get motion sick when I was a kid, and as I've grown up and gotten older, it's progressively gotten a little bit worse. Not markedly worse, but it has gotten worse as I've gotten older. The worst thing that agitates it is like using a cell phone in a car. That gets me really sick really quick, and it's rarely like a barfy kind of sick. Usually it's like a head swims, I get really warm, I get kind of dizzy, like I just feel really bad. And it usually leads to a really splitting headache, like within the next couple of hours. So when I was at the gym on Thursday, I was deadlifting, and I was deadlifting a pretty low weight, like a cool down set, and I wanted to put the weight back up at the chest level rests, and I power cleaned the weight up without doing any warm-ups or anything, which was really stupid. And if I hadn't been holding on to the bar while it was racked, I probably would have fainted. Like, I probably would have passed out and fallen down on the ground. So that was scary. That's never happened to me before. And I didn't like that. And I felt almost vertigo-y after that. Like, I felt like I just had kind of a dizzy spell. And I should have anticipated that it would make me more sensitive to future vertigo spells going forward, because that's usually how it goes. If I have a really bad bout of motion sickness or a really bad vertigo spell, I can be extra sensitive for a number of weeks going forward. Like it's another good reason that I don't really play video games is the camera systems of most video games just agitate my motion sickness. So I need to play a video game that has just the right camera setup, or that's like an overhead scroller type thing, but like first or third person camera type games are almost impossible for me at this stage. So I had a vertigo spell 15 minutes into shooting yesterday, maybe 150 words into my 2,500 word script, which I think was kind of a blessing, because there's no way I was shooting a 2,500 word script and editing it in one day. That's a lot. That's probably a 15 plus minute video. A 15 plus minute video where I'm speaking off the cuff like this is possible, but one where I'm looking at the camera, doing 3 takes, and then looking back, memorizing another line, and then going back to the camera, 3 takes, back to the iPad, memorizing another line, it's not possible. And the edits for these types of videos are really simple because I don't say the same thing over and over. It takes a lot longer for me to peruse footage when there's 3 to 5 takes of every line. I have to watch every take twice to make sure that I know which one's the best one. So there's no way that I would have actually gotten yesterday's video done on time. And I had been anxious about it all morning and fretting about what I wanted to do for it because I didn't have a plan, and the video was long and beefy and big. So I had a vertigo spell like 15-20 minutes into filming, and I sat down on my bed and I binged the entire first season of Severance in one sitting. Not the entire first season. I'd already watched 3 episodes over the previous 2 or 3 days. But I sat down and I finished the first season of Severance yesterday. No spoilers. I also have not started season 2 of Severance. I'm not going to watch that for a little bit. I have a friend who's out of town right now and wants to watch it with me. And when they get back, we're going to watch season 2 together. So that'll be forthcoming. But the first season of Severance was so incredible. Shout out to Ben Stiller, first of all. I was not familiar with his game as a director. I didn't know Ben Stiller directed anything, but he directed the majority of the episodes of the first season. And it was incredible. Everybody say hi to the bus. Hi, bus. You know what? Sweet Lou, are you awake? Sweet Lou's been missing you guys. He still doesn't want to talk to you.
He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck.
But he has been missing you. Yeah, how great was Severance? I've never seen anything like it. I'm not a horror movie guy, and I'm not much of a thriller guy. I don't tend to watch lots of thrillers. I am an anxious person, and I do not like being stressed out when I'm watching TV and movies. It's easier for me to just not be stressed out. Watch something that's a little more fluffy, a little easier to handle. Rom-coms, action movies, or just like straight up dramas are very fun for me. So I don't dabble too much in the horror, thriller, particularly the psychological thriller genre. So Severance was kind of a step out of the box for me, but oh my lord, it is so good. The highlight, acting-wise, of the entire series for me is Trammell Tillman as Mr. Milchick. Good morning. Yes, hello. Did you miss me? I'm editing this video an hour after saying that. I did not look up how to say Trammell Tillman's name until I was editing. It's pronounced Trammell Tillman, not Trammell Tillman. I say Trammell Tillman like 9 more times. I'm so sorry. He is just incredible. Should I explain Severance? If you're not familiar, the general non-spoiler plot overview of Severance is that there are certain people who opt to get a chip planted in their brain, so when they want to go to work, it severs their mind between their work life and their personal life. So they have a work human and they have a personal life human. They're the same body, but their mind shifts. When they enter the office, they become work person, and when they leave, they become who they were before they went to work. So the work people know absolutely nothing about the personal life version of themselves, and the personal life version of themselves knows nothing about work self. So you have these people working for this shady, giant company that we, the viewer, don't know very much about, and they don't know what kind of work they're doing. The show calls the work versions of them innies, and the regular world version of them outies. So the innies and the outies don't know anything about each other, and the innies are functionally prisoners. They are only ever at work. They have no consciousness outside of work and outside of the building. So they are trying to figure out what's going on in the outside world. It's fascinating. And Trammell Tillman plays one of their bosses, like one of their supervisors, and he is an unsevered worker. Which is to say, he is someone whose personality, as far as we know at least, at the end of season 1, is not split between two worlds. He is someone who is conscious all the time. So he has seen the outer world and he has seen the severed workplace. And his performance is so dynamic and interesting. I think one of the coolest lines I ever heard about actors was someone talking about Ian McKellen, and they said that Ian McKellen has the kind of eyes that close-ups were made for, which I think is a really beautiful sentiment, and I think is very, very true. Trammell Tillman, every time the camera was close in on his face, just a mesmerizing performer. So I want to say he just got nominated for an Emmy for season 2. So congrats to Trammell Tillman for getting nominated for an Emmy for season 2 of Severance. I'm excited to watch season 2 and see where his character goes, because I would say his character, Mr. Milchick, is the one that we know the least about and the one that I personally want to know the most about going into season 2. So yeah, Sweet Lou and I binged Severance, and I kid you not, I went to bed at 6:30 last night. 6:30 p.m. I went to bed at dinner time to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning today. That's pretty much all I can do on days where I have a vertigo spell. I have a vertigo spell, and then it devolves into, it's not a migraine. I don't think I have migraines. I've been told that you would know if you'd had a migraine. I don't think I have migraines, but I have really, really bad headaches after vertigo spells. So if I have a vertigo spell in the early half of the day, pretty much all I do is try and limp through the day conscious until it is socially acceptable for me to fall asleep. And I will sleep as long as I have to sleep off a vertigo spell. So I was probably out by 7 o'clock. So nice early day for me. Nice little 7 to 4, nice little 9 hours of sleep. I can't tell you the last time I got 9 hours of sleep. I never do that, ever. I almost will not sleep 9 hours. I've been sleeping 7.5 hours just about every night for the last decade. I almost always sleep 7.5 hours, and it's a struggle for me to sleep 9 hours. Like, I will likely have a hard time going to bed tonight, but that's fine. Tell you what though, Sweet Lou, I am feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for it being 4:50 in the morning on a Saturday. I guess that's what happens when you go to bed at 6:30 in the evening and wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You just feel relatively spry. But yeah, it's 4:50, which means I've been yapping to the camera for like 15 minutes now. So, sorry about that. Am I sorry about that? I'm not sorry about that. Thanks for sitting down and having coffee with me. I'm gonna go edit all of this footage, get it on YouTube, and then figure out what I want to do with my Saturday. I haven't checked the weather yet. I don't know if it's gonna be a nice day. I don't know what I want to do today, but I'm gonna figure something out. So who knows what we'll get up to today. But as for you, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to those that support me on Patreon, and I'll see you tomorrow. That's a 10.
That's a 10.